Well, there was a packet that came in yesterday that I left on your desk, but I think it was more promotional stuff.
FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of the NFL.
21 plus in present
So there is an envelope on Suzanne's area that I haven't opened, so that could be what you're referring to.
See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem?
Okay, sounds good.
1-800-522-4700.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Starting off with sunshine for your Tuesday, then we'll build in a few more clouds as we get into later on this afternoon and see an isolated shower or thunderstorm with a high in the upper 70s and low 80s. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint News Kylie Bird.
Don't miss the Energy Savings event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
Mario?
Hi, it's Kelly from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show. How are you?
Florida bracing for Hurricane Ian. As of now, however, it's quiet along the Gulf Coast.
Oh,
ABC's Ginger Z is in Tampa with the latest.
Can you go straight morning, but we have 48 hours before chaos begins. It's over western Cuba, the eye passing by. It'll get into the Gulf, intensify, and then take aim at Florida. In the current track, which has been shifting southeast, we are in a worst-case scenario for Tampa. This would take us early Thursday morning with a Category 3 major hurricane making landfall right over the bay.
5,000 National Guard members are being mobilized to help when the storm hits.
We're here Monday through Friday, so I can
Oathkeepers founder Stuart Rhodes and 4 others go on trial today. They're charged with conspiring to oppose the peaceful transfer of power by force
do you want
on
me to call you
January
back
6th.
At 12?
This is the final day of the staged referendum in occupied regions of Ukraine. Russia looking to annex several regions throughout Ukraine through these fake elections. This is ABC News.
About the employment
A new push from the Biden administration to fight hunger.
Thanks so much.
ABC's Karen Travers at the White House says it's a combination of executive actions, calls for new laws and suggestions for states.
Some of the most notable proposals in the strategy include creating permanent free healthy school meals for all, starting with expanding the current free school meal program to cover 9 million children by 2032, summer grocery funding for families through the SNAP benefits program, improving availability and access to healthy food options by building more grocery stores in food deserts, and developing a labeling system for the front of food packages to communicate nutrition information.
President Biden will take part in a White House conference on food and health tomorrow. It's the first such conference since the Nixon administration. And just about every car company making big bets on electric vehicles. But Ford seeing a future in trucks, too. It now says it'll spend $700 million updating a truck plant in Kentucky, adding about 500 jobs. Rena Roy, ABC News.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Shoplifters in Aurora can now spend time behind bars after the city council passed a measure that will require anyone convicted of stealing more than $300 of merchandise to serve 3 days in jail. Some small businesses told the council they're losing tens of thousands of dollars to shoplifters, with larger businesses losing up to $1 million. Councilman Dustin Zvonek voted in favor of the measure.
I believe that by continuing to have an approach that says we're going to do everything possible within municipal code to ensure the safety of our residents, our families, and our businesses, it's going to be better for Aurora in the long term. And so I'm in full support of this, and I hope my colleagues are too.
The measure passed 6-4, with opponents arguing that jail time is not a deterrent. Leaders at the University of Colorado Boulder addressing student concerns about the way sexual misconduct is handled on campus. Members of the university's Office of Education Equity and Compliance and Office of Victim Assistance were part of a town hall last night. The university has set up a task force to help craft policies to address misconduct. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Calming down throughout the Denver metro as we hit that 10 o'clock hour. However, still some slow spots for drivers out there. Into downtown, I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds. On the southeast end near Aurora, I-225 southbound, no surprises here. We are seeing some congestion between Parker Road and I-25. On the north end, I-270 east and westbound, regular slowdowns around the exit to Vasquez. And just north of there, I-76 westbound, regular slowdowns between 84th and I-270. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Hot out there with a high of 81 degrees this afternoon. Overnight low of 51. The current temperature in Denver is 66. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
Michael Brown here for Integrity Health Advisors. It's that time of year when you see all the commercials claiming to offer you all sorts of things if you'll call them about your Medicare when annual enrollment starts on October 1. Well, don't wait for your notice. Call now, especially if you want to make changes or you haven't reviewed your plan in years. Find out what plans might best suit your needs from a local agency that actually cares about you. Call Integrity Health Advisors today. 720-288-0863. That's 720-288-0863.
Join us for an unforgettable live music event, iHeartRadio Icons with John Mellencamp. We'll take you live to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland for the unveiling of the new permanent exhibition, Legends of Rock and Roll, John Mellencamp. iHeartRadio's Jim Kerr will be there to cover the unveiling, followed by a live performance from John Mellencamp inside the Hall of Fame, and a special tour announcement you won't want to miss. Listen with the free iHeartRadio app Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoon.
Contains a very evidence-based statement of the case against Jared Polis, and it is a very long and devastating case. I'll break it down for you. I think you'll find it interesting and useful. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino, here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints and make your life just a little easier. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. For your real estate, whether you're buying or selling, now more than ever, you need the expert opinion of someone who knows the market for 27 years. He'll tell you what your house will sell for based on real facts, not fiction, not gimmicks. He'll also help you if you're looking to buy something. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Welcome to the show, here to help you. We're ready, willing, and able. And we're going to start out by taking your calls at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Some of the things we're talking about this week it just started yesterday, but this one thing about a Mazda was really weird. This guy called in and said, we could hardly understand him. He took it to the toy doctor, he said, and they tried to fix a leak and apparently did some engine damage. Deputy Doc's working on that. We also are talking about contractors, again, taking money and not coming through. Sam the Concrete Man, which is a franchise, there is no Sam. He contacted me, and he said that he was disappointed in our lack of support for him on this one concrete job. Now, we don't know concrete from Adam. He says, why don't you go out and look at the concrete? And I said, what do I know? But anyway, this guy had some stamped concrete done, and he said it sucked. And so we had someone go out and look at it. Bob from our referral list, LEM Landscaping and Concrete, went out and looked at it and said, it really looks terrible. And then Sam the concrete man was upset that this guy contested his charge on the credit card. And again, Sam the concrete man, of course, contends it's a perfectly acceptable job. So I think I might have someone else even look at that. Sam the concrete man used to be on the referral list for years, and then he dropped off the face of the planet when it came to problems, never answered them. So we thought, if you're not going to have customer service, you're gone. And he's kind of upset with us. And I say, tough. That's the whole idea with the referral list. It's a twin-edged sword. When you're on there and you do the right thing, we like you, but we don't hesitate to remove you, unlike any other list there is. Trust me when I tell you that. In fact, it's the original list.
Accountability, that's the key.
Yeah, accountability for sure. Now, let's talk to Fred. Fred wants to talk about a storage facility. All right. So what's going on, Fred? What's happening?
Yeah, good morning, Tom. I showed up to my storage facility yesterday to a strange lock, not mine. It wasn't secured in the manner that the storage facility company would do when they need to make sure you come and talk to them with a secondary lock, usually a system like that. It looked like it was just a regular old cheap master lock. It had a sticker that the storage company puts on. I think they do that for security, and it wasn't mine. So I called yesterday to make sure I didn't know whether things have been totally removed out of my.
Well, hold on. Have you not been paying rent or what?
Oh no, everything was I was full up.
Then what happened?
Once the guy came back from his lunch break, I told him there's a lock on there that's not mine, and I had to fill out a form that authorized him to cut it off. But he said they've had some thefts, and it's indoor, climate controlled, so you have to have access. You have to gain access through a code, and come to find out, this company is renting online, so they just hand out codes. And apparently there's a.
I still don't understand your unit. Were you evicted? What happened? Why is there a lock on there?
No, thefts cut the lock off and replaced it with another lock. Made it look like it was just a regular, properly.
Okay, is your stuff missing?
No, that's the thing. For me, it doesn't. From what I could see, it didn't appear like anything was taken, because honestly, there's not stuff.
Okay, now how did the storage facility had no idea this was happening?
Not until apparently somebody else, had the same experience. But
so someone, we don't know who, went into this storage facility and simply removed locks and put on their own.
Correct.
What was their game? I mean, they didn't take anything. What were they going to do?
Well, they didn't take anything out of my storage unit. They apparently the police are involved, and they do have one suspect, I think, in custody. I don't have the whole.
But I'm wondering what the game is. Okay, if you go to a storage facility, first of all, how do you gain entry? And then once you're in there, you cut the locks and put on other locks. But other than being a nuisance, what are they trying to accomplish?
Seeing what's in there, if it's worth stealing. And I think that did happen to some other units inside.
Okay, but here's what I don't understand. To see if it's worth stealing. So if it was worth stealing, they would have taken your stuff, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Then why did they bother replacing the lock? Why does a thief care if he puts a lock back on your unit? Is that to let everyone know, hey, I've been here? Fred, forgive me, and I'm happy that the police are involved, but this doesn't make sense to me. This doesn't sound to me like a scam or a crime, because I don't get it. Somebody takes a lock off, they go inside the unit, they decide if they want to steal or not. They said to you, in your case, it's not worth taking, well, let's lock it back up again. Why?
Maybe not to lock it up, but to be able to return at other times so the place doesn't look like it's been robbed. There's a time.
Okay.
There's amount of,
all right, so they're marking units to see, okay, and then they come back. They mark the ones they want to take, they make notes, and come back later and get it.
Yeah, I would suspect.
No, but have any other units been robbed or cleaned out?
Yes, according to the person who's monitoring that storage unit facility.
Did they arrest someone?
Apparently, I can't be for positive. He said they have a suspect, or they did arrest.
And where is this storage facility?
In Centennial.
Okay.
Do you want the name, or I don't?
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, it's CubeSmart. They're nationwide. But this facility is in Centennial, Littleton.
I'm just wondering if someone went there by mistake. I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
I mean, you're saying it's definitely a scam.
Yeah, talking to the assistant there. And I asked, well, okay, so you have thefts. Why aren't you allowing online renting, where people?
But how does online renting? How does online renting play into this? They give them the code. They give them the code.
Yeah.
So they get the code to get into the facility online. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
That gives somebody the ability to get in there and start cutting locks.
Right. And then replacing them so that nobody knows that they've even been there until a person comes and checks their lock. Which for me is about once a month. I happen to go in, and it's been about a month.
So this scammer gets into the CubeSmart facility. They mark the ones they want. They have probably all the same combination on these locks, if it's a combination, or maybe is it keyed or comboed?
It was a key.
Okay, then they have the same. Okay, so they have the locks, and then I wonder when they go back to steal. I wonder why, what that is, if it's a second trip or whatever, and they get in with a truck because they have access.
Yeah. Or maybe they just did it, kind of a smash and grab, did all these things, and then had the ability, if they wanted to come back, said, oh yeah, there's some stuff in those. Those ones that we
whatever it is, it's the strangest thing I've ever heard. But this show, by the way, goodness gracious, we hear about stuff all the time, and I'm happy you called with it, because it's great to let people know about it if this is really happening. Wow. By the way, what did CubeSmart say they're doing about it?
Well, they're in conjunction with the police. They're investigating. Now, my unit, particularly since nothing was taken, I didn't need to add myself to this, complaint, I guess, that's out there.
Right, I get it.
But
okay.
Apparently, they've caught somebody. But
all right.
It's happening.
Thank you for letting us know, people. If you have a storage facility, it's a wise idea to go and check it every now and then, anyway. And there are newer locks that are way harder to cut with bolt cutters and stuff. I advise you to do that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Stay tuned for more on the Troubleshooter Show. Renew Home Innovations for your beautiful showers and your tubs, and maybe a tub shower combination, although most people are going with these beautiful rectangle showers and doing away with that ugly combination of that old tub that you step over and shower. And these look exactly like stone with no maintenance, American Standard fixtures, customized to your movements. The shower is beautiful. It makes the entire bathroom. And by the way, 72 months, no interest financing. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000.
Tracking and eliminating cyber threats. enabling aircraft to land in imperfect conditions. Monitoring weather and climate change from space. At Raytheon Intelligence in Space, there's nothing every day about every day. Open positions are now available across our organization for top talent seeking to develop transformational technology and push the edges of discovery. Visit rtx.com/RISjobs.
You know, anyone who has a 401k or any qualified plan where your pre-tax money is invested, you have seen your accounts devastated over the last few weeks. And then it takes years to catch up. And it happens over and over through the years. Haven't we really seen that? Isn't it about time you do something differently? But what do you do when you have qualified money? Can you just take it out? Of course not without penalties, but our people at mymoney.myway.com have an answer. Jordan Chiano, let's talk about this. And I'll give your number out afterwards. But what can they do with qualified money to take that stock market risk out of it?
Well, you said it best there, Tom. You don't want to cash it out because you're going to lose money to taxes and penalties. So what they can do is we have a program called the Guaranteed Pension Account, where you're able to rescue those 401ks, IRAs, roll them over to this account. And the best part is you don't pay any taxes, you don't have any penalties. You're able to grow your account when the market's up. And, Tom, you get to protect your money from ever going down again. You'll never lose your principal or earnings.
And then the sooner you do it in life, the more it festers, the more income it can gather. But you can do it basically in any stage, including if you're ready to retire right now.
That is correct. It's just a matter of where you're at. Protect that money before it keeps on going down, because we're seeing people losing 30 to 40% of their accounts from the beginning of this year. So when is the time to do it? It's now.
MyMoneyMyWay.com, 303-779-6600, 779-6600, MyMoneyMyWay.com. So we love educating our listeners. And that's why Frank Duran, the real estate man, does his free market analysis. And that is an analysis of what your house will sell for. And if you want an analysis of what you can buy, no matter where you want to buy, Frank Duran will look up the stats. He will educate you on the comparables. He will let you know what your home will do and what you can do when you go to buy another home. There is no obligation for this information. Frank Duran, the real estate man, .com. Service is his #1 commodity, and that's 303-920-1622.
What did 9 out of 10 people who died from COVID have in?
Turn that up so we can hear it. We can't hear it?
Well, there's nothing going on.
Oh, he turned it down. Okay, I just wanted to have a cue when I get back here.
I was going to say, it was there, and then...
Yeah, I know, he had it on his website. He turns that off so we don't have to listen to it. I got new cream, Doc.
All right, well,
I got new.
it's my second hour. I needed something to wet my throat. Really?
Yeah, they do it all the time.
I know when Eric was playing baseball, it would be like locusts coming through the house. You know, we'd go to Costco, fill up, and then you have, 10 or 11 teenage boys come through, and it would be like the locust came. There'd be nothing left.
Right. Yeah,
They just eat everything in sight.
See, my kids eat a lot, but then they lose a lot of shit. Sometimes they buy stuff that just sits. When I take them and their friends out to eat, and we go out, and I do it more often than I should probably, but I just have one rule. You have to eat what you get.
Exactly.
Because these jerks, some of these boys just say, oh yeah, I'll have this and this and this and this. And I don't give a shit if you eat it, but I can't stand when they're wasteful.
So I'm going to dinner tonight with my cousin, his wife, and my son and his wife. They wanted to go to J. Alexander's. So I said, you gave it great reviews.
No, my kids love it.
Oh, that's a great place.
Is it?
Oh, it's very good.
Okay. Well, they wanted to go.
Are you guys talking about a buffet?
No, we're talking about J. Alexander's.
Okay, because you get what you eat.
I don't do buffets.
Yep, snooty patootie. All right, stand by, coming back.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
What is it called? Oh, yes. It's been there for years. Like Vinetti's or something. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
I love Cinzetti's.
Oh, is that the name of it? We were talking off the air about an Italian buffet. What is it called, Shannon?
Cinzetti's.
Vin or Sin?
Sin, like things I do. Cinzetti's.
Sinvetti's.
Cinzetti's.
Ah, forget it.
And it's in my will to be buried in their lobby.
You want to be buried in their lobby? Okay. Hey, our number is 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, a lot of restaurants have closed. And the ones that are open, some of them have changed. I have a new attitude. Now, look, I understand that people that are working in the food industry, usually it's a transitional job. Unless you're maybe a cook or a chef, or at a five-star restaurant, it can really be a good job. But, and I don't mean to put food service down at all. I have a new attitude. People shouldn't have to take crap. And I think, you know, restaurant owners have it tough. They really do. There's not a lot of markup. And the reason for tipping is they want to show you that they're trying to provide a service without adding it to the bill. Now, some people believe you should just add it to the food bill and be done with it and have no tipping. But the restaurant owners don't want to do it because it makes the food, they feel, artificially high, because they feel if you have a great wait person, then that should be a separate payment. And if you have a mediocre wait person, that should be a lower payment, and you should pay accordingly. And I don't mind the service industry and tipping. I don't mind it at all. I've decided that, though, I think you should over-reward for really good service, people struggling, people doing a great job, because I want them to know I appreciate them. And I'm serious about that. Now, I know there's a prevailing attitude, well, you know, I pay for the food, and, you know, 20% is fine, and it depends on the service. And, yes, it does depend on the service. But I say if you get kind, prompt, friendly service, I think now is the time to show your appreciation more than ever. That's just my opinion. And I do that, and I practice what I preach. I think it's time we do that with the service industry. It's food service and other areas that deserve tipping. I mean, they're working their asses off. Think about it. And a lot of them are kids going to college, or maybe, you know, just working just to pay their way. I have heard, though, that in general tipping has suffered since the pandemic. I'd like to know what you think about that. And I don't know, are we now so conditioned to mediocrity and poor service and quiet quitting and an attitude that I don't need this job or take this job and shove it? Are we so used to it that we become overly grateful when someone simply does a good job? Because we could have the attitude, well, of course you should do a good job. That's normal. But it's not anymore. Doing a good job is no longer normal. It's exceptional. And if your children are going to learn anything right now, you're very lucky, because If you have children that are the least bit motivated, they're going to stand out in today's world more than ever. And you know that saying, the rich get richer? I don't think so. I think the successful get more successful. And the people who work hard work harder and get more successful. And I think lazy people and people with a chip on their shoulder resent it. And again, I'm going to speak now philosophically, because if the shoe fits, wear it. There are certain philosophies in this country that hate success and vilify money and vilify capitalism and vilify profit and vilify success of any kind, and they have an automatic bent against it. We are raising children now to think that success is bad, and people are hateful if they have money, automatically, or racist, or fill in the blank. You very seldom hear nice things said about that, ever. And I don't know why this is happening, and why there are certain philosophies. And listen, people, I want you to admit this. I want you to look around. Why are there certain philosophies now that feel it's okay to be that way and to capitalize on our differences and our division? Why is it? Why is it that we want to point out our divisions and our exceptions, and how, why can't, honest to God, why can't we just truly have no filters? Really? I mean, why can't we? I've said it before. Why do we have to have all of these stumbling blocks? And who are the people who are highlighting these stumbling blocks? And who are the people that don't care? And when I say don't care, they're the most loving people. The people that don't care. Just live. Let people live. Robert, you have advice on tipping. Go ahead. What's going on? Robert? I'm hoping that Robert is there. If not, then that's fine.
Yeah. Still right here?
Let me hear your tipping advice.
As I say, I've been on both sides, a waiter and a customer, and I found, let me give you a good example. I was living in San Francisco, top of the mark. There's a whirling restaurant. It turns around 180 degrees. You can see the whole Bay Area. You go there for Sunday brunch. And I found out who my waiter was going to be, and I gave him a $20 tip, and I said, look, I expect good service, and that's what you get. If they get their tip ahead of time, you're going to get good service. If it's a matter of anticipation as to what you're going to get, you don't know what you're going to get.
Now, the $20, you mean 20%?
No, $20. Give him a $20 tip. Listen, you're a swanky...
Okay, hold on. $20, and then $20 to me for a good restaurant sounds like a small tip. So
no, this is brunch.
Okay. I got it. I'm sorry. I misunderstood then. Okay.
Meal, Tom. You go spend $150 for a meal, then you give them 20% of $200. That's $40. So it's always, I always give 20% plus.
Good. No, I understand. I hear what you're saying. I just misunderstood you. That's you do it up front. That's very novel. I wouldn't do it up front. I won't do it up front. But I like that idea, I guess. Now listen,
find your waiter. Find out who he's going to be or she's going to be, and tell them, look, this is what your tip is going to be, and that's for the rest of your meal. They know what it is. You know what it is. And
you know what? I do that with service
guaranteed.
people.
You do that with service people? Like, what do you mean?
People come to my house, like,
you tip them up front?
I tip them up front, like the guys, the air conditioning people, the rug people, anybody that's coming to do a service to my house, I tip them up front, and I agree with you, it works.
All right, well, thank you, Robert. Anyway, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster. When the 10 o'clock hour hits, the roads clear right up throughout the Denver metro. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds from one end of town to the other. Heading east to the airport, I-70 east and westbound are flowing free. However, just north of there, Pena Boulevard northbound, we are seeing some unusual slowdowns between Green Valley Ranch Boulevard and 56th. No word of an accident, but of course we will keep you updated. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. Partly cloudy skies today. Hot out there this afternoon with a high of 81. Overnight low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow mostly sunny again with a high of 83. The current temperature in Denver is 66 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Want to save big on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Shop Blindster now and save 45% off any order. Just use code RADIO. Offer ends soon. Shop today. Blindster.com.
You know, John Fuller is a personal injury attorney, and really, let's just sell it like it is. It's auto accidents he specializes in. He's my accident lawyer here on the show, and he can be your accident lawyer at myaccidentlawyer.co. Now listen, John Fuller is the attorney, the lead attorney, the only attorney at his firm by design. And don't confuse small with not powerful or dedicated. He is. In fact, when he takes your case, it's because he will work your case. You know, with a firm that has 30 or 40 or 50 lawyers, you're a number. I don't care what you say. That's what you are. It's a production house. With John Fuller, it's a results house. And what he does is works each and every case. And he gives you his cell phone number and personalized attention. He'll review your case free of charge, and when he takes your case, it's on contingency. Listen, you'll notice the difference. Call him, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. You know where else you're going to notice a difference? Your water. When you have great water in your home, you have everything. You have great plumbing, great skin, less laundry detergent, better laundry, better clothing, better drinking water, all of that. At the sink, all the drinking water you could ever use from waterpros.net, under $1,000. Compare that to plumbers and plumbing contractors that start at about $5,000. Or how about water softening, under $2,000 for the entire house? Waterpros.net. Compare that to plumbers who put in these crap magnetic things that don't work and start at about $10,000. No, you want Water Pros, the best for the least amount of money. That's waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
You ever feel like when you're at work, everything you...
Zetti's place gets good reviews.
Yeah.
Zetti's. Cinzzett.
But I was a waiter on a busboy for years, Tom.
I just never had the...
I used to work up in the Catskills when I was in college. And then when I was in medical school.
Where did you work in the Catskills? The Jewish or Italian or Irish?
Jewish. And then when I was in medical school, any of my patients didn't have night call, I would work at a nurse home.
So you were...
What?
You really liked the food service.
Well, I liked it. I mean, I did it because I needed the money.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to be a good waiter.
Hey, I want to get an attorney on for Cody. Let's see.
Yeah.
I want to get an attorney on for Cody. I'm wondering If Frank Ball, if you know him, he's in our list.
Okay.
He's a collection attorney. Ask him if he would give advice to a contractor.
Frank Ball, B-A-L-L?
Yeah, he's not on a referral list, but he's part of Sue's Angel list for collections.
Okay.
If not, then we'll try Brad. Brad
O'Brien?
OLS
Or no.
Brad, yeah, OLS, yeah.
O'Brien?
Brad O'Brien. Yeah, because it's about leaning a property.
Well, let me look up Ball and see if it's in the contacts.
A leaning property, wouldn't you want a construction guy?
I don't know of literally any construction attorneys.
I said a leaning building. Oh, for the love of Pete.
Oh, a leaning bill. I get it.
Thank you.
Ha ha.
Hey, by the way, Kelly says she tips the DoorDash driver by answering the door naked.
Yeah.
I told Tom, what I think is crazy about our tipping system is that it's related to the price of the food and not the service.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Listen, I'll get to your calls, I promise, but we do have some comments. Now, this comment on tipping servers, Sean, go ahead. What is your comment? Sean.
I was just going to comment. My daughter owns a bistro up in Fort Morgan, and
Yeah.
she does a lot of catering as well. And she tells me easily 50% of the people that come in don't tip.
Well, I think that's wrong. And for those people who say, look, I'm paying for it, let the owners pay their own people. When they say that, in our system, that's not the way it works. So I believe that if you know that going in, you shouldn't go in. I mean, if you don't like that system. But I think it's wrong to go in and just know you're going to stiff the waiter or waitress or, the service people. It's just wrong, in my opinion, Sean. What do you think?
Yeah. What I told her is, because what's really funny is HGTV's up there right now redoing the Main Street, and they've been catering a lot, and she's probably catered for them 20 times. They never tipped once. But anyway, I told her she should add like a 20% surcharge on it.
Some people are starting to do that for the kitchen help and stuff. Look, it's all in what the final price turns out to be. If you want to go out and enjoy it, do it. If not, don't. I'm tired of arguing about tipping. I just think tipping, if that's our system, then we live within that system. And look, here's the thing. People are just trying to make their way. And if they give you good service, it should be accordingly. And if they don't, you should actually not just leave a bad tip. You should maybe let them know. Hey, you could have done better. I would have loved to tip you more. I don't know. I think it's all about learning. And when people talk about jobs, every job is important. And some jobs are transitional, though. They're not meant to be careers. Cody, he needs advice on not paying, on a client not paying. And we had him on yesterday, and we're trying to get him an attorney. So, Cody, just to begin with, I want to ask a few questions I tried to get to yesterday. We ran out of time. When did you finish work on this job?
Well, I suppose it technically was never finished. It's been at like 90% for a while. I've been waiting on a vanity. The original vanity was scratched. Also waiting on the homeowner, my client, to get some other materials. And so when it came in,
so hold on. How much of it is done? How about that?
Like over 90%, like 95%, 98%.
98% is done.
Yeah,
Or let's just say
yeah.
95%. Okay, so what does the contract call for as far as payment?
50% deposit, and then I have a line on there that says the rest is due upon completion.
Okay, so are they they're not violating the contract now, are they?
Well, I showed up to finish there was maybe 4 or 5 hours of work left. You know, caulk the bathroom, install the vanity, clean stuff up. And I showed up and she had the doors locked and was yelling at me and refused me to enter.
Okay,
and put my
why?
tools
Why
out in the
is she
garage when I showed
refusing?
up.
Why is she refusing to let you do the job?
I'm not sure if it's because she doesn't want to pay up. I asked her that as well, and then she started saying that, she's going to have everything redone, and, even though she said she loved it before, the tile.
Okay, so
backsplash and the tile
Cody,
looks great.
if we were to ask this customer why is she not paying and letting you complete, she's probably going to say the whole thing sucks, we have to redo it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
And how do you know it doesn't?
I mean, I've been in the game for like 15 years. My mentor, I'm like compulsively a perfectionist. And,
Okay.
My work is usually pretty high quality.
So if you looked at,
I haven't had any issues like this.
Let's forget about completing. If you look at the work done to this point and the money paid to this point, are you in the positive or negative?
I'm in the negative, about $5,500.
All right, I'm going to ask a collection attorney who, by the way, he's a professional at collecting. He works mainly for companies, corporations, medical people, all kinds of people trying to collect bills. He does a great job. But he knows a lot about the collection business. And I wanted to ask Frank Ball a question, and that is, Attorney Frank Ball, when you have a conflict like this, Frank, where the homeowner is going to argue quality and where the contractor says, look, I did a great job. I just want to be paid to this point, even if you do not want me to finish, at least pay for what I did. Can he put a lien on the home for what he perceives to be the amount owed? And is it that easy, or what will come of that?
And thank you, Tom. Liens are great if people are going to sell their home, okay? Or new construction. If there's new construction for an office building or a home and the work is done and then you don't get paid, well, then you put a lien on there and then they can't sell the property, okay? If it's ready to change hands right away.
Or what about a refinance? That would stop a refi too, right?
Yes. But you know how do you perfect a lien, Tom?
You have to foreclose, right?
Well, you have to sue. You have to get a judgment. That's how you perfect the lien. So it doesn't really work that well in this type of situation. If the lady's had her home for 20 years and she's going to have her home for another 20 years and she's never going to change the interest in the property. So again, liens are fun, but they only work in a particular circumstance. The better way to do things is obviously he's going to have to sue her and say, well, you contracted me to do the work, you gave me 50%, I did 95% of the work, and then you wouldn't let me finish it, and so now you owe me $5,500, and you sue her for the $5,500. I mean, it'd be nice if you had some kind of substantiation, like pictures, like it's perfect, it's incredible, it's great, except for a little bit of grout. That would be great. But either way, if you do nothing, then you will have done all the work, and you will have not gotten paid.
All right. So when you do the lawsuit, can you sue for it with attorney's fees as well or not?
Depends on the contract. Did you sign an agreement with her?
Yeah, I have a contract with everything itemized out, listed of every service, every installation.
What about it? Does it talk about collection or non-payment or attorney's fees?
No, it just says 50% due upon signing, and I'm not responsible for like hidden damages and collecting. You know, the rest
You
of
need
you
a
are
better
part completion.
contract. You need a bona fide contract that says if upon default they're liable for costs and interest and fees. That needs to be in there. And then in terms of interest, statutory interest is 8%. You can still sue for 8%, but if I know clients all day long, I sue for 24% all day long. I mean, you have to understand if people don't pay, there should be some kind of burden for them for not paying, and that would be interest and cost.
And I just really, I have to take this break really quickly. I wanted to ask you, though, about liens and foreclosing. Can he foreclose on a lien if she had equity and get paid that way, or is that impractical?
Totally impractical because it costs a fortune.
All right, I get what you're saying. Okay, we have more.
Question. Oh.
We have to take this break. We have more coming up. Cody, hang on.
Just ask him how important.
Hang on, brother. Don't run out. Hey, did you want to keep your ball guy? No, I don't. No ball. Gotcha. No, he was saying he's good. Thank you so much for your input, man. Really appreciate it.
Want to save big on new blinds? Blindstar.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Shop Blindstar now and save 45% off any order. Just use code radio. Offer ends soon. Shop today.
So they did.
I love talking about real stem cell therapy. Denver Regenerative Medicine offers what I call real stem cell therapy, a great alternative to joint replacement surgery and all that stuff. And by the way, they extract them from you and re-inject them in you. It's real stem cell therapy, and it's a 3-hour procedure, no repeat injections needed. Get your free consult right now with a stem cell physician. 833-STEM-GEN. No obligation. 833-STEM-GEN. By the way, also ask about testosterone. They have a testosterone clinic there at Denver Regenerative Medicine. When you're 35 or older, you start losing testosterone. They have a great plan for $99. Listen to this. You get your initial consultation, you get a lab order, and you get a follow-up visit and the first month of visits for your testosterone. That's $99. Denver Regenerative is denverregen.com, 833-STEM-GEN, 833-STEM-GEN. Okay, while we're talking about contractors not getting paid and contractors having problems and consumers complaining about contractors, it's a great time to tell you about a wonderful contractor that we endorse, and that's really Genesis TotalExteriors.com. I've known Mark now 30 years or more, Mark Szymanski, the owner, for anything outside your home, from roofing to gutters to fascias and soffits and siding, including stucco, windows and doors and decks and painting, even outbuildings and fences. That's Genesis TotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. All right. You know, it's really terrible. It's hard on a guy.
What?
It's hard on a contractor when they don't get paid.
Oh yeah.
Of course. I would definitely put a lien on it, no matter what.
I would definitely take a small claims court.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. We don't have to hire an attorney for that. That's a good one.
Especially only $5,500.
Yeah.
Cinzetti's, I see.
Yeah. It's the only buffet that's worthwhile in Colorado, as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's
Snooty.
Unless you go to the brunch, the Broadmoor.
Oh yeah.
But how much is Cinzetti's?
Like 30. 30, 35. 30,
And
35, something.
do they have all Italian dishes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, the best thing they have is this Italian chopped salad.
So the crepe stick.
And they have, and if you go on like a Saturday or a Sunday, they do brunch in addition to Italian.
Nice. It's not. Hey, listen, it's not for everybody. Listen, it's not for everybody, so we don't need your, Mercedes and Jaguars choking up the parking lot. We're fine with our Toyotas and Subarus there. You keep to your own self, and we'll keep to ours.
It's worth taking the kids.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that, yeah.
I bet you it's so crowded though.
Elway's is nice, but he doesn't have a buffet. And I can't stand the thought of not having endless supply of ranch dressing.
You know, I have never. Can they hear me?
Yeah.
I have never been to Elway's or Shanahan's.
They based it on my family's place.
So listen. I think the Bucka Scoop place I like.
Dollar Scoop.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Bucka Scoop.
Yeah.
Shannon and I were just talking about. Do you guys like those Asian buffet places?
They don't like the good buffets. Kelly, what are you talking about?
What Asian buffets?
Like the all-you-can-eat.
I've been to one time. I think it was called the COVID Cafe.
You'd be lucky to get COVID at some of those places. And listen, it's not like you're going to gain a lot of weight because it just goes right through you.
It's either COVID or trichina.
Oh, God. I went to one, and I thought I was in Wunan at the live market.
Are we done with Cody?
I'm going to talk to him one other time.
Okay.
I'm going to kiss
Copy.
goodbye. I have some ideas here.
Here we go.
America and the Ad Council.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Cody, here's my advice. And Deputy Doc reminded me this is under 7,500. I would take her to. I would put a lien on the house, by the way. I would. No matter what, I would put a lien on the house, but it has to be within 4 months of the job ending. I would put a lien on there. I would then sue her for the balance due, not for the completion of the contract, just the balance due up to this point. And then you're going to have to be ready if she claims, quality and all that. Too bad you don't have photos or something like that because you may not be able, because you can't get back in there to have an expert look at it.
Correct.
So, did you have any subcontractors, Cody?
Yeah, I had a couple. Yeah, I had an electrician, but I also had a couple employees as well.
Well, then you should have them talk for you in court if you have to. I would start small claims court. You're right at the amount, 5,500, 6,000.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much more you can do, bro. You got to just, there are homeowners who play games like this. Look, I represent homeowners all the time where we have them, they're the victims. But listen, there are contractors who are victims too. And there are people who are nitpickers or people who, from the very beginning, they know they're going to screw this guy. So hang in there and let us know if you need help with the small claims. But I would go to the county where this house is, where she lives. I would fill it out online and get it done quickly. I would also do a lien. Now, Kathy wants to talk about a solar system, I think. Kathy, what's happening with you?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Kathy. What's going on, Kathy?
Well, I put a solar system on my home in August of 2019. I had a friend that also purchased from Skyline, recommended it. Hers has done well.
Now, is Skyline the name of the solar company?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay, now, did they put it on, or are they just a sales arm?
No, they put it on, they inspect it, they do the whole thing, and I believe they use Solar Edge equipment.
Solar Edge. Okay, so what's the problem with your solar system?
It has been underperforming since August of 2019.
What do you mean by underperforming?
It is not producing the energy that it stated that it would.
Oh, really? What do they say about that?
Well, I kind of went back and forth with numerous people. They have a great turnover in their staff. And cut to the chase, finally in this last spring, they stated that we screwed up your system. We did not design
All right,
it.
hold on. I'm going to come back to you. Let's figure this out. We got a solar expert of sorts we can go to. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Hear that?
So the contractor said, yeah, we screwed up. Well, we fixed it.
So being a waiter really helped me be an intern, because you knew how to get things done. The other thing I did, you'll appreciate this, Tom, when I was an intern,
Yeah.
I bought the radiation people, I in radiology.
Yeah.
I bought them pizza. I bought the lab guys lunch a couple times.
Yeah.
And the other interns couldn't figure out how come my stuff got done.
Oh, I know. Just such simple things.
Such a simple thing.
Bribe them a little bit.
Listen, actually, you buy them lunch a couple times, a couple pizzas. My stuff got done. I said, I need this.
Speaking of that, do you want me to buy it?
I'm good.
I'm good, thank you.
Sure.
They couldn't figure out how come my stuff got done. The attendings loved it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it also comes with being a little bit older. Because I was 10 years older than the other interns. Because I've been out in the real world. The rest of them had gone from high school to college to medical school with no real world work experience.
Where'd you go to medical school again?
George Washington.
Okay.
So I tried turning this light down a bit this time because I don't think I need it as bright as I had it in the past. Sometimes if it's too bright,
Sometimes, yeah, it's bright when you look at it.
that's a little too.
Or when you're looking at you on YouTube or something.
Yeah, it's too bright, right?
Yeah.
I was just trying to think. See, because I can plug something in here, and I thought I could turn it on from home.
Oh.
From my other house.
Right.
So, and I'm wondering what I would use it for. I was trying. I just bought them on a whim. Someday every house will be a smart house where everything is already.
Oh yeah.
Look, I got this echo.
Oh, I have one of those at home.
Now I have Google Home right there. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Hey Google, what's the weather?
Right now in Denver, 20 degrees and partly cloudy. Today, it'll be mostly cloudy with a forecasted high of 26 and a low of 20.
Yeah. With a high of 46.
That's bullshit. That's what Google just said.
That's what she just said. That's what Alexa just said.
That's not Alexa.
Oh, it sounds like Alexa.
It's Google. What are you, nuts?
Yeah, 20 degrees with a high of 46.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey Google, what's the weather?
Currently in Denver, 20 degrees and partly cloudy. Today, it'll be mostly cloudy with a forecasted high of 26 and a low of 20.
Oh, it's got to be Celsius.
Yeah, that's probably.
Hey Google, set yourself to Fahrenheit.
If you set up voice map, just say something like always use Celsius. Or open the Google Home app and at the top right, tap your account. Tap Assistant Settings, then Weather.
Hey Google, always use Fahrenheit.
Thanks. I'll remember that you
There we go, because I thought I was going nuts. Yeah.
Well, it's blue sky out there, so. I don't know what
I
she's
said
talking
20. You know, we think in terms of Fahrenheit because we grew up with it.
Do you think we'll ever go to the metric system?
I think it's inevitable.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Probably someday, but hopefully after I'm not around anymore.
Why? Does it bother you that much? Right now, a lot of things are going metric as far as like when I buy parts and shit.
Yeah.
Metric makes more sense.
It does make sense.
Way more sense. It's all 10 based. I mean, these SAE wrenches, they don't make any sense to me. All the fractions as opposed to just millimeters. I mean, and they're all in tens. I know. Well, not in tens, but you know what I mean. It is a base 10 system, and it's as opposed to an inch or a. So we get ours from England, right? Aren't they the old? They're not metric, England, right? England was the imperial. Isn't that why we call it imperial? Right, Doc?
But they still,
Imperial.
like England, isn't like gas imperial gallons, but is that metric? I don't know. Just when it comes to speed and distances, and you always have to kind of mentally think, okay, it's this far in miles.
Just say play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. For pain, inflammation, anxiety. Yes, CBD products are sweeping the country. We have Panacea Life Sciences right here in Golden, selling all over the country from seed to sale. Pure, wonderful CBD products, including cosmetics. RealCBDThatWorks.com. And by the way, Tom and the promo code gets you 30% off. So you have a solar system that's not producing. What do? Well, here's the problem with solar. It's a vast wasteland. It's not like just calling an electrician. It's not like just calling a plumber. It's not like taking your car to a mechanic. It's very unique to the company that installed it. Very few companies will service other companies' solar. There is a big void when it comes to solar systems, a big void when it comes to servicing solar systems. Kathy has a solar system. Kathy's upset. August of 2019, she had it put in by Skyline. What did it cost you, by the way, Kathy, back then?
I want to think probably around $16,000, and I also carry a loan on it as offered by.
And you got your tax credits and all of that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now, you paid everything, and it just, you have not gotten, you're not gotten anything, or you didn't get what you thought. Tell me how it's performing. You say underperforming.
Well, my bills, my friend that recommended them, she also put in a solar system at the same time I have. She has never had a bill greater than $40 and monthly, and her system banks energy. I have
Okay,
had
now,
one.
do you have the kind of system where you pay the solar company for the power it generates, or do you simply get to keep all that power, and that's what you're talking about?
I'm, and with Black Hills Energy, if I have any extra energy, they keep it and I can, use it, get a credit back on it at the end of the year. So it's that kind of an
So have your electric bills with Black Hills gone down?
No.
Not at all.
1 month I had $40. What was a monthly bill.
But other than that, your electric bills stayed the same.
Pretty much the same, and I realized they may have gone down a little bit because there's an increase in costs with the electric company. But for instance, my bills. Let me give you a little history. Okay, I had 10 panels. I've questioned it since the inception of my system put on. They eventually, after going through numerous people, they said, we have misdesigned your system from the beginning. It does not meet your energy needs. Great. I've gone through probably half a dozen people through the years, and this last spring they said, we need to add on more panels to your system.
Hold on, did they say they would do that free?
Yes. They gave me 5 more panels to my system. And I thought, okay, that's going to max out my inverter, which I'm thinking 5 panels is not going to do it. And I can tell you my bills from this summer. Yes, I have a central air, which I run, but my system is not producing the energy it should. And they stated I might get 600 kilowatts produced. I am far below that. I might be lingering around 400 or so.
Okay, so what do they say you should do about it?
Well, I've requested reimbursement for my high energy bills. 1 month is 100 and.
Well, hold on. Is that part of their guarantee?
No. But I have heard, that last summer they reimbursed me for these incredibly high energy bills because it's obvious my system does not work. The company sent out a person from Skyline to inspect my system. He says everything is working perfectly. And he said he made a statement that my monitoring system that I should have had since the inception in 2019, I knew nothing about. So all
right, hold on. But this company sounds far from a ripoff. They came and reimbursed you for your high energy bills and then added 5 panels. Now, I'm not saying they're optimum, but they're certainly not hit and get where they just took the money and ran. So where does it stand today? What are they willing to do? They're not going to keep supplementing your electric bill. That's not a system that's going to work.
Well, I need a system that is producing the energy, the electric.
But Kathy, to be fair, okay, let's say they underestimated what you need, okay, and you paid, you said $15,000 for this system. Is that right?
Yeah, approximately, if not more.
Okay, but let's say that had they designed it correctly to begin with, it would have been $30,000, not $15,000. I don't think you can expect them to build a system free. In other words, they may have underestimated your needs, and maybe you need a bigger system, but they shouldn't have to pay for it. Now, the best case scenario would be to remove the system and refund your money.
That's what I have requested them to do. Yes.
That might be something worth arguing for. But to expect them to build the system to what it should be, that's not realistic. I mean, it isn't. Now, companies, of course, just because they underestimate or they do something doesn't mean they owe that to you. It simply means they underestimated. Now, did it cost you damages? I don't know. Can you say you got zero benefit from it? No, but at the same time, was the benefit worth the expense? Maybe not. You have to analyze this, and they're going to have to come up with a plan. And Deputy Smarty Pants has become somewhat of an expert with solar systems, and maybe we give this to him and see what he can work out. But I think the ultimate remedy is to get a refund or to sue them for a refund under some kind of false pretense. But did they breach a contract to you? That's the question. Did they? Is there a contract guaranteeing any of this?
Yeah, do they guarantee how many kilowatts it will produce?
Do they? Yeah. Do you have like your guarantee of kilowatts? You know, like Genesis, which is on my referral list. And I'm not saying, by the way, that Genesis is 100% the best you can do. I'm saying Genesis is a wonderful company, and they have Genesis Total Exteriors has Genesis Solar. Genesis Solar is a sales arm, meaning that, and that doesn't mean that's not good. It means that they represent a manufacturer and a distributor, and that distributor offers a performance guarantee based on kilowatts. Did you get any kind of guarantee like that?
Yes. I'm supposed to be producing with the additional 5 panels that brought me up to 15 panels. I should be producing 600 kilowatts.
Okay, this is wonderful. I want you to, listen, I'm going to put you in touch with Deputy Smarty Pants, okay?
Okay.
No, and you know, that's his nickname. And I want you to get that paperwork together that guarantees that, because listen, that is breach of contract, okay? And they're going to have to do something about it. And they may have to install panels for you if you're not producing that. And they may have to do it free of charge. I didn't realize you had that performance guarantee in writing. Let's see what this company's made of. So, Kelly, let's give this to Deputy Smarty Pants and see what he can do with it. And by the way, I did mention Genesis. And again, I want to say Genesis is a great company. I've known them to be great. And their company does do a performance guarantee as well. And we haven't had complaints about them. So for those listening, GenesisSolarCO.com. Again, most solar companies don't have their own crews. They don't have their own equipment. They don't have their own distribution. They sell for others. But at least Genesis is a company I know and trust. And again, I'm not saying systems are perfect. That's why you got to get these guarantees in writing. And Genesis also guarantees the components themselves, like the solar system, you know, all the components for 25 years. GenesisSolarCO.com. So I want to keep going and helping people. 303-713-TALK. For example, John wants to talk about a business he called about his business address being used, and he didn't know why. We're going to follow that up. Also, selling an RV. And granite countertops from Granite Depot. We'll talk about that. Granite Depot, one of those stories where they used to be a great company and things happened. I don't know what happened, but things happened. I'm not saying they're a terrible company at all. I'm just saying things happened. They changed. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Join us for an unforgettable live music event, iHeartRadio Icons with John Mellencamp. We'll take you live to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland for the unveiling of the new permanent exhibition, Legends of Rock and Roll, John Mellencamp. iHeartRadio's Jim Kerr will be there to cover the unveiling, followed by a live performance from John Mellencamp inside the Hall of Fame, and a special tour announcement you won't want to miss. Listen with the free iHeartRadio app Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific.
Flew right by
Water Pro
what I was
will get
trying to...
you wonderful drinking water at your kitchen sink for under $1,000. It's a triple filter reverse osmosis system. Now, it's one of many systems they sell, and this one, you get all the drinking water you want. You'll save on bottled water, and it's under $1,000. In fact, everything that you get from waterpros.net will save you money and be better than you can get elsewhere. That's my word on it. 303-862-5554, waterpros.net. Now, you want to do the same with floor coverings? Get the better for less and a better experience? SimplyFloorsInc.com can do that. Simply Floors, 52nd and Ward, the southwest corner. It's Buddy and Karen Mitchell. They belong to a buying group and pass savings on to consumers. You can save up to 40%. They have better installers, and they have design consultants for each and every job to help you free of charge. Get your floors cheaper. Get your floors better. Get your floors with an all across the board savings and satisfaction guarantee. Simply Floors Inc. To make your own appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Frank Duran, the real estate man, he is someone that I have endorsed for years. He's been in business 27 years, almost the whole time. And I hate to say this, as they say, knock on wood, but no, I don't hate to say it. We don't get complaints about Frank, and I'll tell you why. He pleases everyone. People love him. Even if they change their mind, they don't want to sell anymore, he'll let you out of the contract. People don't have to complain they've been held to a contract. You know, Frank Duran will do what it takes to satisfy you when it comes to price, when it comes to service, when it comes to negotiations, whether you're buying or selling. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
Attention homeowners age 62 or older. Our
Okay, let's see what we can do here, guys. I just assumed we let Smarty Pants take the solar thing because he just has some contacts in solar. He can ask advice.
He's got that one guy
and does good
One
for him.
Solar or something that seems to be willing to help him out with a lot of this.
I have a Sleaze Brigade nomination.
Yeah, who?
Serene Cleaning.
Oh, Serene Clean. They never got back to us?
They promised me they would call them back. They never did. And so, you know, they're under no obligation to, but when they promise to call them and don't, then that pisses me off.
Yeah, they suck. So, this one guy, John, a company was
Hi, Bill. My name's Kelly. I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show, and we got your voicemail regarding an issue that you're having with your car.
Wait, is this one that... $430. Okay, so... Skyline sucks, this lady on the phone is telling. See, the Denver. For a year of digital access and then 18 a month. They're hoping that
Stream online
at khow.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all of your garage door needs. I use One Clear Choice, and if you go on their website, all of their prices are on there. They're also one of the few companies that are truly authorized to do factory warranty work on most garage doors, oneclearchoicedoors.com. They also have 24/7 emergency service, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. oneclearchoicedoors.com. All of the prices for every component, every door, every opener on their website, oneclearchoicedoors.com. So, listen, this thing with the solar is getting to be terrible. People are out in the woods with solar. When will a company actually come out and say, we will take care of your solar? We are a service company. Think about that. Sales and service. Now, John called. John, I have your call up here. You said you keep getting mailings that indicate that somebody is using your business address and it's another business. And I thought, you know what? I'm not sure if there's any ramifications. Maybe it's a mistake. I'm not sure what the game is or what they can get from you or how that's going to harm you. Do you have a follow-up, John?
Well, yeah, I do. I don't necessarily know that there's any harm from it. It's just an aggravating thing, and it's they've used my address on the Colorado Secretary of State and also on their website. And so...
Oh, wait, I'm not sure you told us about their website. What website is it?
Yeah, you guys looked it up. It's Michelle, it's Web Designs, Michelle Vasquez.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was a web design company.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right. So anyway, what I have found out is at this point, and until February 1st, nobody can do anything about it. In July, Governor Polis signed a law that will allow Secretary of State and even the Colorado State Attorney General to pursue them and get the information removed off the Secretary of State's website and their business removed from there if they don't respond and get it corrected. So I have that House bill number if you want it, and I also have copies of the bill if you want to see it.
Well, what is this House bill? Explain more about it. Well, why was that passed?
Well, apparently there's a lot of it. It is considered fraud, but they don't pursue it for some reason because they didn't have the proper laws in place or something.
Okay, and what does the House bill actually say?
Well, it says that it'll allow the Attorney General to pursue the companies and get the information removed. And if
but
they
why
don't do it
can't
on
they
their
do
own,
that without this bill? I don't understand that part of it.
I don't either. And the Secretary of State said there's nothing they can do. CBI says there's nothing they can do until now. And now they can.
What's
So,
the House bill?
just a
I want
matter
to
of
read
waiting. It's 22-034. The Senate Bill 22-034. And I do have copies if you just want me to email them to you.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to look it up right now and see it. It's House Bill 22-034. And
correct.
So, obviously part of Colorado. So when does this take effect?
February 1st, 2023.
Man, that's amazing that you found that out. That it was such a problem that there's a new House bill for it.
Right. And it was in process, and the people at CBI told me that. And I said, well, can I get the information so I can track it? It was already signed by Polis in July.
God, that must have been a big problem. I mean, think about that. For that to happen, but it seems to me, though, that an attorney general can do that anyway. That's the part that just blows my mind.
It's
that
perplexing, yeah.
You know, but that's, I'm going to read it and see what it says. I appreciate that. Okay. So it's, business filing, address, and name fraud. Wow.
Yeah.
It really was a big problem. I'm wondering why, though. Like, I'm wondering what does a business accomplish by using a fake address? I mean, other than maybe avoid service,
That's what I was going to say, to avoid being
to avoid service, to avoid that kind of stuff.
It's possible. The only thing I could find out by reading online, which I read a ton of stuff, is anonymity. Somebody to pursue you can't find you. So
it says that's exactly right. Under the law, a business entity that submits filing documents, blah blah blah, organization, all of this, they're under the penalty of perjury when they do it, like using fake information. Even if the facts within the document is true, so it's a complaint process for a person like you whose identity or personal information is being used. There is a process to complain, and then if the law judge determines that an entity has been created fraudulently or without authorization, it says the Secretary of State is required to mark the business record with a notice that it's fraudulent, redact all of the information that belongs to someone else, and disable additional filing for that entity. Wow.
Yeah, so it's been pretty complete.
Well, thank you very much for the information. Man, that's amazing. Like there have to, you think about this. For someone to introduce a law like that, there had to have been a lot of complaints from businesses saying, hey, somebody's using my address. And maybe it is a bunch of these scumbag companies that rip people off and they want to file, so when you look them up, it's there, but they don't want to file with their address. That's exactly what it is. It reeks of fraud. But why a web design company would do that? Maybe because that web design company is taking money and not coming through. That's the only thing I can think. Diane, you want to talk about selling an RV. Diane,
Yes,
what's going on?
Well, I moved to Denver in April after a divorce. I have a RV down in Phoenix. It's been on consignment, and the consignment thing is over with now. And I'm just trying to figure out how to sell this stupid.
What kind of an RV is it?
It's a Class A motorhome. It's a 2008 Tiffin Allegro Bay. It's got 4 slide outs. It's got everything you could possibly need in a resort style RV.
So how many? It's a Tipton, did you say?
A Tiffin.
Tiffin. Okay, got it.
Uh-huh.
And what
Right.
is the how tall is it? How big? I mean, how long is it?
It's a 37.5 foot long.
Okay.
It's just a big one. It's a great big. It's the biggest one you can get. They call it a resort style because it
Well, it's not the biggest. It's the biggest one you can get maybe for that model, but for that brand.
yeah, for that model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not the great biggest, but yeah, it's
Okay.
big.
Now listen, here's what I would do. I would start with Century RV.
Century
RV, and talk to I think it's Frank. Frank Jolly. Frank is his first name. I always call him just Jolly.
Okay.
And listen, I would call up to Century RV. It's 303-453-1111. They won't do a consignment. They'll buy it from you, and you will be shocked at the prices they pay. How many miles do you have on this?
It's about 85,000 miles.
Okay. Is it in good
without
shape?
Looking at it, oh, it's in excellent shape. I had all kinds of upgrades on it. I added solar to it. I have it new washer machine, dryer unit. Had a lot of the things redone, to upgrade different new tires. I'm sorry. I can't even start to tell you everything that's on it.
You know what? They're going to love it. And they listen. This is a legit company. I advertise for them, and they are they have extraordinary abilities to buy units. Now, if they don't want it, I am sure they would have a recommendation. But I think they can sell that thing. Meanwhile, what price range are you looking at? I'm just curious if we have a listener listening. We'll take your number. And it's a 2008 38-foot Tiffin Allegro Bay motorhome.
Allegro Bay, right. Right now, the people that have it down in Phoenix are asking $81,500. I'm willing to go down, to a decent offer. I don't know. I think they're asking about $10,000 more than what I could probably sell it for. I just want to get rid of it. So
I got it. So anywhere, let's just say more than 70,000, you're going to try to get what you can. Listen, if somebody's listening and it's got low mileage and it's a good unit, hell, let's
brand new tires. It's got a tow system on it already. I've added a few things inside the steering to stabilize it. Redid the curtains and the windows covering.
They're pretty, by the way. I'm looking this up right now. It's pretty. It's a nice unit.
It's a nice unit for the age. It's also a front end diesel, so instead of having.
By the way, does it have any slides?
It has 4 slides.
Oh my goodness! Hold on a second. You're not. I'm going to tell people, man. You're not asking a lot of money for this. There are ones with way higher mileage going for more money.
Oh yeah. I've seen them go up into the 120,000.
No, you're doing. This is a great price you have. You have a great price for this one, and I'm looking at other ones just like this. You are asking a hell of a price for that. I didn't realize that these Allegro buses were so nice. Yeah.
No, they are nice. It's bigger than a small apartment. I mean, somebody.
No. And you got 4 slides. And by the way,
4 slides.
The 38-foot, a lot of people say, well, I want a 45-footer. A lot of people say that. With the slides the way they are nowadays, it's almost better to get the shorter 38 because the 38 can fit in more places, and the slide more than makes up for the difference. However, I'm looking here for 2008s, and they do make some bigger than 38-foot though.
They do.
Yeah, you said that was the biggest you could. I don't think
30. Yeah, mine is a 30. Well, actually, 37.5 feet.
Well, I understand. It's considered a 38. Yeah. But
38.
But that sounds like a nice unit. But you leave your number with Kelly, and if somebody is listening.
Tom, if you go to line 1, you've got
let's
Dean.
do it.
Somebody is interested in her RV.
Dean.
Oh, my. Okay.
Dean, are you there?
Sir, Tom, how you doing today?
Hey, man, are you looking for a motorhome?
Sure. What kind of motor is in that?
It's a 300. Let me pull it up here.
Is it a Cummins?
300 Cummins. Yeah, Cummins.
Man, no, I'm looking online here. I'm not trying to talk anyone into anything, but that is a nice unit, and you're way under market in the 70s, for God's sakes. I mean, I'm just telling you straight up.
I appreciate you marking it up for me.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean that, but really, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is a nice unit. You ought to get, no matter what, you ought to get this to town. And Diane, and I don't think you'll have a problem selling it. And of course, we'll give you this gentleman's information. Dean, where have you been looking for a motorhome, Dean?
Just online.
Okay.
I haven't
how
been
many?
out this entry yet.
And how many miles did you say again, Diane?
I without looking, it's about 85,000.
And that is like nothing for a 300 horsepower Cummins.
Does it have
Yeah,
a
there was
generator on it?
one other owner besides me.
Okay,
So,
what were you
and
going
it's
to? What did you
mainly-
say, sir? You have another question,
Does it have
Dean?
does it have a generator?
Yeah, it has a 1800 watt generator. It's got
18
solar. I just put solar into it last year.
And all
So it's
brand
got
new
the full
tires
solar.
she has.
Right, brand new tires. Whatever you want, it's got.
And you know what? I'm going to tell you
Be in
something.
it, so-
I'm going to tell you something right now. If you sell this thing, you owe me chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies, okay.
All right.
I'll give you a double dose.
Okay.
Make it enough for all of us.
Yeah. So anyway, just hang on, and Kelly will give you his number, and then try Century RV with a C if you want to. CENTURY, CentryRV.com. And by the way, they really are good people. 303-453-1111, new and used RVs. Now, Shannon, am I way over on a break? Like way over. Uh-oh. More coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
For the most part, a pretty easy drive throughout the Denver metro before we hit that noon hour. South of downtown, I-25 northbound, we are seeing some congestion between Alameda and 6th Avenue. No word of an accident, but of course we will keep you updated. Heading east, for folks leaving the airport this morning, Pena Boulevard southbound between E470 and 56th, we have news of construction work. It's really gumming things up for drivers. Pretty heavy delays around the area. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. We've got an afternoon high of 81 degrees today, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warmer with a high of 83. Current temperature in Denver, 70. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop today and save big. Blindster.com.
Hey, right now, the shoulder season. Take advantage of it. There's no pressure on your air conditioning or your heating. If you get your heating done right now, a complete checkup, which is like a refurbishment, they really do clean it. I mean, every aspect of it. They take it apart to the extent they can, and they check each and every component. The great news, it's only $39. Fix it 24/7. For new customers, $39. They want to introduce you to the service. And by the way, there's no pressure. If they do find something wrong, you have time to think. Give them a call, an honest company, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939, just $39. Go through the furnace now when you don't need it, 720-526-3939. And speaking of getting things ready, what about Sheridan Auto Tech? You know, you don't have to have a breakdown to go to Sheridan Auto Tech. They do regular maintenance. They also do electrical problems. And you know what else they do? They get it ready for winter. You know, it's not winter, okay? You may say, Tom, you're rushing it. It's September. You should be ready for the fall, and then you're done. Have you checked your coolant lately? Have you done all of that? Your belts and hoses, SheridanAutoTech.com. 2 locations, Lakewood and Aurora. They're great people, and they're the kind of people that you want on your side because they are honest and above board. That's SheridanAutoTech.com, 303-455-7242.
Are you thinking about selling your home?
Okay, so I gotta find shit.
That'd be great if that guy, that caller, ends up buying that lady's RV.
Yeah, they both get a good deal.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a good deal, huh?
working on anything these days?
Yeah,
I got a couple open cases too.
Yeah. Got this one with the Section 8 housing issue. I called them yesterday, and typical government, they're open Tuesday through Friday.
Right. And only from 12:15 to 12:26.
Yes. And this call from yesterday, this lady's just, her name's Misty, and she worked at this motel and didn't get paid.
Well, that's easy, just call the wage and hour.
I told her to do that.
They're really good.
Yeah, one of the few places that actually earn their money. Boy, they gave us hell when somebody complained a few times. When really it wasn't, it was just bullshit. They did it just to give us a hard time. This one salesperson didn't work for me. Hardly ever, because she did some independent sales. She fucking had the nerve to try to get unemployment.
Jeez.
No, I'm serious. And I said, fucking unemployment, she never worked for me. She's an independent contractor. It was like the biggest, but it's amazing how they waste their time on everything.
But they do follow up on stuff.
I mean, yeah, not just unemployment, but payments in a row. Somebody said they weren't paid this or they weren't paid that. So I had another one. Somebody tried to get, oh yeah, I had a producer one time literally walk out in the middle of the show because she was pissed, and I fired her.
Wow.
This is years ago. Do you know what the unemployment division said? I said I fired for cause. So there's no unemployment due.
Right.
They said I couldn't. They gave her unemployment. Do you know why? Because I didn't have a policy about walking out.
Really?
Huh.
I said, so you mean to tell me that I have a live radio show, and in the middle of a workday, somebody just leaves, and because I don't have a policy against that, they get unemployment? Same thing about stealing. If you don't have a policy against stealing, they don't do anything about it. If you fire someone for stealing, true story, if you fire someone for stealing, they can get unemployment, and if you protest it, they ask, do you have a policy against stealing? You have to have a policy against it, written.
I feel.
Oh.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. John, what's going on with Granite Depot? What's going on, John?
Well, we remodeled our kitchen, and we did the countertops, and this was back in May. And basically, we went through Granite Depot, purchased what we liked, and had them arrange the install. And when we got done with the install, I had another guy that was doing my backsplash that I hired individually. And right away he noticed, he goes, man, your countertop by the sink, it has a crack. And I was like, what? And it's really marbled, so it's kind of hard. Immediately when they did the install, I went over the countertops. And
So you had marble countertops done?
Granite countertops, yes. But
oh, you said marble. Okay, you meant.
Well, they were marbled. I had to see, where.
Okay, but hold on. But the crack was in your granite.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Keep going.
So, what I did is I called Granite Depot and talked to the salesman, and he said, send me pictures. So I sent them a batch of pictures. They put me in contact with the installers, and they were to have somebody come out to my house and take a look. So I had one gentleman come out, and he wasn't too sure about it. He said it's not really polishable and probably needs to be replaced. Then when I called Granite Depot after this gentleman came out and was supposed to relay the information to him, I never got any response back. So I called the installer people, and then they said they weren't getting any response back from Granite Depot at that time. The countertops had a year warranty on it. I didn't notice it after the first initial inspection, but obviously it was...
Wait a minute. Hold on. How long did it take you to notice the crack?
It was less than a few days because I had the.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I thought you were like it was a big deal. It was just a few days.
Yeah, it was just a few days.
Okay.
So once we did, we were in contact, sent them the pictures right away.
So who came out and looked at it and said it needed to be replaced? Was it the installer?
It was the installer, yes.
Because, you know, they don't work for they work for Granite Depot, but they're not employees.
Correct. So that's why I feel like I've been getting the runaround from the installers. Like,
well, hold on. Is Granite Depot saying you did the crack?
No, I don't think. No, nobody's saying that we did the crack. It was definitely. They can tell that it was epoxy professionally. I obviously couldn't do that. So, you know, in the time frame that we did turn it in. I mean, it was in between either when they cut out the original piece around for the sink, because this is at the sink area.
So do you think it was done on site?
No, it was done prior. I watched it when they unloaded the pieces. They were all together. So it was whatever the epoxy was done prior to it being installed.
Okay. So they had a cracked piece they put back together and sold it to you?
Correct.
And is Granite Depot going to replace it?
I've been in countless conversations, and now I'm not getting any return phone calls. I go right basically to voicemails.
Who have you been talking to?
First started talking with the installers that they gave me a name over there at the Granite Depot, and I had one gal's name that was at the front desk, but then she is no longer with them.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in contact in a bit, actually.
Well, do you have any names at Granite Depot?
I do. I don't have them in front of me right now.
Did you talk to any of the higher ups there?
I talked to the salesman several times, Lewis.
Is the salesman still there?
I believe he is, yeah.
Do you know, I don't know if Andrew is still there, Zupa. I don't know. He used to be at Granite Depot. He was pretty good at taking care of problems. But that, you know, I will tell you this. We don't get a lot of complaints about him. I want to be fair about this. We don't get a lot of complaints. So let's take it in that vein and try to get you an answer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
For the most part, a pretty easy drive throughout the Denver metro before we hit that noon hour. South of downtown, I-25 northbound, we are seeing some congestion between Alameda and 6th Avenue. No word of an accident, but of course we will keep you updated. Heading east, for folks leaving the airport this morning, Pena Boulevard southbound between E470 and 56th, we have news of construction work. It's really gumming things up for drivers. Pretty heavy delays around the area. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. We've got an afternoon high of 81 degrees today, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warmer with a high of 83. The current temperature in Denver, 70. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
So let's talk about reverse loans. Empower Reverse. You know what I like about them? They want to empower you with information so you can make a right choice. Some people know they want a reverse loan because they want to get out from under a house payment. And they don't care that it eats into their equity because they don't have to make any payments and they want to stay there the rest of their lives. Other people want a line of credit for an emergency. And again, if you don't use it, there's nothing charged against you, but it's there in case you need it. Whatever you need with a reverse loan, call empowerreverse.com, 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719. Hey, you just heard us talk about solar, right? And Genesis SolarCO.com, I told you, is a different kind of company. They have a 25-year guarantee on components and a 25-year performance guarantee. And we also love Genesis for home improvements. It's a company I know and trust, and I've known them for 30 years. 303-679-8509, 679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Tracking and eliminating cyber threats.
reason I think that Trinidad, Phil Long, they suck is they didn't answer. Because that down there, I think there's like, they don't probably hear us a lot. It's a little south of our listening range there, although I think they'd probably pick us up on iHeart somewhere, but, and out of maybe the Springs or Pueblo. But, so, these motorhomes, let's see, 38 foot.
This should be pretty straightforward, though. If there's a crack, and he has a warranty, they need to replace it. I mean,
Yeah, he said it sounded like he said there was marbling in the.
well, it doesn't matter.
You know,
There's
the
a crack.
decoration or.
Yeah, there's a crack, he has a
stone.
warranty, that's it, end of
Yeah.
story.
They have a 1-year warranty, and he noticed it 2-3 days later.
Yeah.
So it's not like 6 months later.
So far, the best deal I could find, and this only has 3 slides, and it has more miles.
And they want
87.9.
How much does she want for it?
She said she takes 70 something.
Wow.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
Now this is the best deal I found. There's some, most of them are more than that. Way more.
She has new tires, she put new drapes in, she put solar in.
Hi, Tom Martino here. John, listen, I'm going to let Deputy Dollar take a stab at this and contact Granite Depot for you. I believe that you shouldn't have purchased this unless you knew it was like that. I mean, you know, did you pick out the actual slab?
Yeah, we actually picked out all the slabs, reviewed.
Well, when you picked this out, did you notice it?
No, you could tell this was epoxied afterward.
Well, how do you know afterwards? That's the part I don't understand.
Well, it's because it's a sink cut. Because if it was a total crack through, the whole piece would be following the backside of the sink as well.
All right, hold on, and we'll take you, give you to Deputy Dollar. He'll call him. Maybe we'll even get an answer during the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Get your calls in right now. We have open lines.
Many dental practices are owned or controlled by...
Okay.
No, I wanted to talk to Kelly. This is Deputy Dollar. Okay. Okay. Oh, that guy.
These are cool looking too. The ones that are on the truck chassis, those are really cool.
That's 300,000?
Easily.
Jesus Christ.
Easily. That's a brand new one though.
Yeah.
But these are really like, I mean, these are stout motherfuckers. These are on a...
That's the kind that you sell your house and
Hi,
you
Kelly.
live in that.
No, there's some bigger than that. I've been telling you, man, there's some you
Yes,
wouldn't
I
believe.
am. Yes.
I literally had $1 million one
Okay.
when I was stupid.
Got it.
You know.
I'll give him a call. All right. Thanks. So that guy's name was Andrew Zupa?
Yeah. He used to be with him. He used to be, I thought he was a part owner. He might have been an equity partner or something.
Am I on?
You are?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah?
I sent you what John Fuller wants to talk about on his live at 12:15 on your text.
Right. Got it.
Oh, but he's still there? What? Oh, okay, but he's still with the company.
Shit, these freight.
No, I get it.
These Freightliners are fucking unbelievable.
Hurry up. Okay, but if you needed if I needed to get a hold of him for an issue, does he take messages and things like that, or? Okay, all right. Well, let me give you a call back. I was just double checking. Okay, thank you. Bye. Yeah, he's still there. He's the VP. She said he never comes into the office, but he did a message.
See ya.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
We're gonna make full screen.
But you would have no use for a motorhome now, would you, Tom?
Never. Not one.
Because you don't have kids anymore.
I don't have anything that I would use it for. I'm talking about.
Unlike Mark and Sue's.
No.
They still use their the bus a lot?
Yeah, I guess they
'Cause
do.
they've been going out of town a lot. Wow, how big is that one? Is that like theirs?
Well, this is hell no. This is a Freightliner. This is a truck.
Oh.
There's a new trend to put them on Freightliners like this. RV on Freightliner chassis. They're kind of cool. They're called super. Yeah. Mark Suzanne had the upper end of the RV, meaning it's an RV.
Right,
It's
right.
not
It's a bus, basically.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's as big as a bus, is what I meant.
Yeah, but it's not truly a bus.
No.
But it's nice. I mean, it's the upper end of what they call the fiberglass coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Fiberglass coaches are just fiberglass. They're not a bus. A bus has a cage.
Yeah, no, I meant this is as big as a bus.
Yeah, because 45 is about the biggest you can get.
Wow.
These are a whole different class,
Oh,
but
right.
they're not. These are not necessarily better.
Do you need
These
a
are just-
CDL for that?
No, not one.
Really? Even with a, you don't?
No. Look at this.
Well, how come you don't need a CDL? Because it's private?
Because it's private, yeah.
Really?
But these are so much more hardy, way overkill.
It never appealed to me to get one of those.
Mm-mm. Well, I had a marathon coach, my first one. I think.
We do have a live spot at 12:15 with John Fuller. He's on Access 4.
This is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Remember, I'm here every week, and you're only here on fill-in sometimes. So
I know, but I have to be your B girl. Like, you're the A person, I'm your backup B.
Sequentially, right?
Jesus Christ, yeah. Let me show you. Here, this is what I had. I'll show you. I had one of these. Wow. This is the stainless model. That's what I had.
What did you use it for, Tom? Seriously?
All over the country.
Did you go all over? Really?
All over.
When
And then
did
I
you
had
get
one
time?
of these. This is the fiberglass model. It's still on the bus. I had one of those. In fact, it looked a lot like.
When did you have time to do that?
Well, I would take time, and then we would do things. Yeah, I probably didn't have it, but yeah, I mean,
you have a nice.
Good morning. Thanks so much for.
It's a very long and devastating case. I'll break it down for you. I think you'll find it interesting and useful. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Water Pros. Water Pros, the people who give you unlimited drinking water at your kitchen sink for under $1,000. Waterpros.net, the best systems at the lowest prices. Also, let's talk about Garage Magic for your garage floors. GarageMagic.com, up and down the Front Range. Guaranteed for life, the finish for your garage floors or sidewalks or patios, GarageMagic.com. So, we have problems from time to time. We follow up, we don't get response, or we don't like the response we get. And this one's kind of pissing us off. Now, remember we talked about Phil Long in Trinidad. There's no much hope. I mean, this is like the scummiest thing I've ever heard. They took a $1,000 deposit on a new vehicle. They can't deliver. They keep putting it off, but they won't give the $1,000 back. By the way, they're not in the metro area. They're not around. They're not in the Springs. They're not close enough to care, I don't think. I think they're in Trinidad. They probably don't hear a lot from our listeners. But I'm going to change that. I'm going to give out their number. And again, I believe in on-air reviews. I don't believe in live reviews, meaning I don't believe you should be vulgar, mean, nasty, but you can say this. I heard about you on the Tom Martino Show, and you can read 303 Martino. He'd love to talk to you. You took a $1,000 deposit from a customer, couldn't deliver the truck, and you won't give the money back. Just tell him how scummy you think it is. And I believe you do a public service when you let a business know how they suck. Don't you realize how important these reviews are to businesses? They're really important, for God's sakes, really important. Well, guess what? Phil Longford, Trinidad sucks. 719-694-0192. 719-694-0192. Phil Longford, Trinidad, took $1,000, won't give it back. Now, Doc, you have someone else you don't like.
This is for the Sleaze Brigade. This really pissed me off. Serene Cleaners went to Dan Montoya's house.
Isn't it called Serene Clean or something like that?
Yeah, Serene Cleaning and Restoration.
And Home Improvements or something.
Right.
Anyway, keep going.
So they went to Dan's house. They did a terrible job. He showed us pictures. And
it was more than terrible.
Right.
It was disgusting. In fact, these people shouldn't be in the business.
What I was upset about, Tom, was the fact that they told me that they would go back, and number one, they said he wouldn't let them back in. That's not true. And twice they promised me that they would call.
Do you have a
Dan,
number for them?
Yeah, and set up a time to come back and clean up, and they have not done it. Now they don't have to do anything. We can't force them to. But if you're not going to do it, don't lie to us. I think any business that lies like that deserves to be on the Sleaze Brigade. So it's Serene Cleaning
and Home Improvements.
And Home Improvements.
What's their number?
720-253.
Hold on, 253. Okay.
8375.
8375. So this is the
and
story.
And they're liars.
Yeah. Not only are they liars, they do a lousy job. Let's put it that way. Serene Cleaning and Home Improvements. Don't ever hire them to do your house. I mean, we could not believe how disgusting they left this house. Now, even if the house is dirty, I mean, that's why you hire cleaners, right? The most basic job they didn't do. Just basic, like vacuuming or wiping down a countertop or a windowsill. Even if you didn't want to pay for a deep clean, although he paid for a deep clean. A deep clean.
Yeah, they charge him an extra $100, I believe.
Serene Cleaning and Home Improvements, 720-253-8375. In fact, I'd like you to call them right away because they lied to us and said they would take care of this. They owe him a complete refund. That's what they owe him. And you should let them know you would never, ever, ever use them for your house. In fact, I'm going to post about them on the Sleaze Brigade, I believe, because they're liars as well as bad house cleaners. Serene Cleaning and Home Improvement, 720-253-8375. Our power comes from you. That's what we do on this show every day. Our power comes from you.
You know, Tom, if they don't want to talk to us, that's fine. But to talk to us and lie, that's where I draw the line.
Or to ignore their consumer. They should never ignore their customer. So let's talk to Ariana. This is serious. And it's one of the areas where we don't have a lot of luck. We try. But it's a terrible, we've had so many issues lately with rentals because landlords are not putting up with anything anymore. They're not. After COVID, they got disgusted. Ariana, what's going on?
Hi, hello.
What's happening?
There's quite a few things going on. So first off, I sent an email to my landlord telling them that I was moving out because there was like a fire hazard where they left us a couple months without an air vent that connects to the dryer to the walls. So we were literally breathing carbon monoxide.
Well, hold on. Just wait. Your dryer, you have a dryer. Is it the dryer you supplied, your dryer?
No, it was the dryer that the apartments provide.
Okay, and is it in your apartment or in a laundry room that everyone shares?
No, in the apartment.
Okay, and in your apartment, is this a gas dryer or is this electric?
It's gas.
It's a gas-fired, and when you said it was disconnected, there is a hose, those flexible ducts that go from the back of the dryer into the wall, right?
Yeah, there was none there.
Nothing, so that exhaust was coming into the house?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's carbon monoxide, though. But anyway, keep going. What happened then? I know it's not great to be... I mean, wasn't there a lot of lint back there building up?
There is plenty of lint back there, so we...
All right, so how long has that been... How long have you been there, by the way?
I moved there in October 17th of 2001.
You've been there that long?
Sorry, 2021.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And this was my very first apartment.
Okay.
And we
Now,
asked for them to
okay, so
do,
you
like,
said I'm leaving because of this dryer thing, because you had asked them to fix it before and they ignored you?
oh, there's way more stuff besides that.
Oh, okay. So anyway, was your lease up, or was this a normal, or were you still under lease? Was this a normal month to month where you were going to let them know I'm going to be out in 30 days, or were you inside of a lease?
I was inside of a lease that is up October 17th of this year.
And were you letting them know you were going to be out October 17th of this year when the lease was up, or were you leaving early?
I was leaving early because there's also mold on the bathroom, in the bathroom of the apartment.
Okay. So what you were saying is you were kind of exercising what they call a constructive eviction. You were leaving because you're basically accusing the landlord of breaching the lease, of breaking the lease because of the conditions, right?
Yes.
Just so you know, Ariana, when you accuse the landlord of breaking the lease and you tell them you're leaving before the end of the lease, there's a very specific procedure you have to go through. You can't just decide to leave. And I'm not sure if you went through the proper procedure or not. But how did you tell them you were leaving? Did you just say, I'm leaving at the end of the month? Did you give 60 days? How much notice did you give?
So I sent them an email like at the beginning of this month telling them that I was going to be out by the week. So that was on my behalf.
But wait a minute. So you're only leaving a month early, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only a month early.
Okay. And so then what?
And they're giving me a really hard time because all I asked for was a copy of my lease where it states all the breaking fees, and they won't give it to me.
All the what fee?
And they're the breaking lease fees.
But can I ask you something? First of all, you don't even have to pay breaking lease fees if you had good reason to leave. But I'm convinced now you didn't do the proper constructive eviction. So you're the one that broke the lease. But I'm just curious, Ariana, you only had a few days left. I mean, you only have until October 17th. Why did you leave? Why was it so important?
Because I was really tired of that apartment place. They were charging me for cleaning fees. They don't clean. When you ask them to repair stuff, they wouldn't. We also
What kind of cleaning fees? I didn't know apartments offered cleaning. So you had a cleaning service?
Yeah, cleaning service of the outside, like taking up the poop from the dogs, maintaining the common
And
areas.
this was the landlord you were paying for this.
Yeah.
How much
And
were you paying
also-
for how much were you paying for the cleaning service?
I don't remember, but it was around $30 a month.
Okay.
Plus my rent. And
Yeah,
water fee.
so you basically wanted to get out of there because they were not living up to their end. I get it. I just think you didn't do it the right way because you're supposed to write a demand letter and give them a certain number of days, and then there's a whole procedure. But in any case, you did leave, or are you still there?
I did leave.
When did you actually vacate?
I actually vacated the apartment on September the 1st.
Okay. So you left September the 1st. Now what's going on?
So I'm asking for just for them to explain me why do I owe them that money, and they really won't.
What money are they saying that you owe?
Let me pull that email.
Did you get a letter after you left?
No, they just asked me to fill out a bunch of paperwork stating that I will pay them whatever they were asking for, and I
Okay.
think that
And
is
what
fair.
kind? So did you sign that paperwork?
No, I haven't signed anything.
Okay. So they're trying to get money from you. Did you pay for for August rent?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're paid up till the end of August, and you left September 1st, right?
Yeah.
6 weeks early.
Yeah, 6 weeks early, but you paid up to where you left. You didn't leave, okay. So now when you left, how much deposit did you have?
The receipts that I have, it says that I have $1,400 as a deposit.
All right, hold on. We'll come right back. I'm Tom Martino.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. It's literally all we've done for 15 years. Whether you need to feed a meeting or the whole company, we're here to make sure the food is professionally delivered, on time, as ordered, and all within your budget. No wonder we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. Food for work is what we do, and no one knows it better. Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
Okay, I want to tell you about John Fuller. He is our accident attorney here on the show that we go to for professional advice. And he can be your accident lawyer. But here's the important thing. You don't normally hear the term customer service when it comes to attorneys. And John Fuller is changing that, truly. You know, it's not like, big me, little you. It's not like I know the law, just let me do my job. He actually treats you like a treasured customer, much like the other people on my referral list. I mean, truly, he does carry the banner of the referral list, and he truly believes in it. John, how would you explain it?
Hey, Tom, good afternoon. Hey, here's the deal. In just the last week, I've used 2 different referral list members myself on my own properties in my own house. And here's the deal. I buy local. I like using small businesses. That's how I like doing business. I like to know the owner. I like to know the people that I'm dealing with. That's exactly the same thing that inspires me to remain small so that I can give the level of service that I want to my customers. So my customers deal directly with me. They get my personal phone number. I handle every single case. That's what we bring to the table. That's how we like doing business.
And you really do listen to your customers and your clients, and you improve your service as you go. Where do you differ from a normal law firm?
Well, I think that the economics of scale kick in for the bigger law firms. And I know some of the big law firms in town are running 1,200 clients at any given time. Well, if you're one of 1,200, do you really think there's anybody walking around that law firm that actually knows you and your case and anything about your case? No, absolutely not. They cannot do that kind of scale and stay in business. So I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. I know my clients. I know their cases. I deal with them regularly. I have Zoom calls all the time with them. That's the type of service we want to provide. That's the type of relationship we want to have with our clients.
And John Fuller, by the way, you can reach him, myaccidentlawyer.co, or call and notice the difference at 303-597-4500, and you will notice the difference, especially when he gives you his cell phone, 303-597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. Hey, I love talking about the differences, and one of the differences you'll notice with American Restoration is that they're going to come into your home and respect your home and restore it the way you want it restored. They'll do as little or as much as you want them to do. They don't take over. What is a restoration company? It's a company that comes in after a fire, a flood, a broken pipe, or some other disaster, black mold, asbestos, or whatever. And if you use American Restoration 24/7, it's a company that has all the EPA certifications and the professional associations to get the job done right. American Restoration 24/7 can be found at 8337-AM-REST, 8337-AM-REST. They'll take care of you like it's their own home. And don't let your insurance company pay the wrong company. Don't let them pick the company, because once they pay, they're done and you're stuck with a mess. Get the right company up front. American Restoration 24/7 online at amrest247.com. Water Pros is the company I endorse for water systems. If you want to soften your water, treat your water, purify your water, you'll get the best systems at the lowest prices, bar none. And I know him, Paul the Waterman, Paul Dowding, because I've been doing business with him for years. I have his systems. If you want a water softener, don't go with those other devices you hear about, these magnetic devices and these hocus pocus devices by plumbers that charge 8 to 10 grand. You can go under 2 grand for a whole house system and get it done the right way. Waterpros.net. That's what you want in your home. That's what I have in my home. 303-862-5554.
You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose?
So you're saying that the guy, the receptionist says, I know her brother?
Yeah. This receptionist must be, she's an owner, she's connected.
What did she say?
She said she'll pass the message on to Andrew, and she said one of us will get back to you.
So,
and she
mentioned her brother.
Yeah, and I didn't ask for a lot of details. This Renee.
You didn't ask who her brother was?
No.
Oh, I would have been curious.
Well.
Curious one.
Who her brother is?
Yeah.
Maybe her brother's. Andrews. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
right.
This,
No, it could
this
be.
woman knows. But, and she knew who the customer was.
Good.
And she said, we'll get back to you. I said, okay. Maybe I'd forgotten that she used to advertise for them. Yeah, because they're a pretty decent company.
Well, we don't get a lot of complaints.
No, it's the first one I can remember. And we never get complaints about the art of granite.
No, hell no. Never. I love companies that we don't get complaints about.
Yeah, my friend Susan bought, when she lived in her house in Park Hill, we went over to Granite and bought some new granite for a counter kitchen, and we had a good experience there. Now I'm trying to get her to use part of granite for Vail.
He might not go up to Vail.
He does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he said he goes up there.
Then I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, the one thing I always stress when I talk to people about using our, the people who we deal with, is accountability.
Absolutely.
That if something goes wrong, they're accountable. We know how to get in touch with them. You speak to the owner, and you don't get this kind of
Boulder
runaround.
Dodge.
What?
What was the Boulder Dodge?
Is less than big box retailers. Shop Leinster now and save 45% off any order. Just use code radio. Offer ends soon. Shop today. Blindster.com.
Stay connected with your favorite shows on Denver's talk station. Sign up for our newsletter email now at khow.com/newsletter. Breaking news, weather, sports, and more from our community. That's khow.com/newsletter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. As suspected, she hung up about her apartment. I wanted to try to help her, but it sounded hopeless to me. I think she left and she didn't do it properly, and now they say she owes some fees for breaking her lease. She only had another month to go. It just seems too odd to me. Now, Deputy Smarty Pants is on the line, and he handled a couple problems he wants to give us an update on. Now, Sun originally called about Empire Solar. She said she had a system put in 2021 for 46 grand, and she had it financed with Good Leap, I think it was called, and the system never worked. Empire went out of business, and now she's got a a $46,000 loan she doesn't want to pay. Marty, that's a mess. What's going on with that?
Well, we handed it off to one of our solar companies who we once had an issue with, and he turned out to be kind of an angel now.
Yeah.
And he's getting into the business of repairing other solar companies' mistakes, and
he'll be a genius if he does that.
Yeah, he's just starting it now, and he just texted me today that his tech went over to Son's place this morning. So I don't know what's going on, but that's the latest news on that one. And I turned today's case over to him as well, which is Kathy with her solar issue.
Yeah, now the only problem with that one is that company should do something for her, because she's got a guarantee in writing for a certain number. She has a guarantee for a certain production she's not getting.
Okay,
And
I will attack it a different way then.
Yeah, no. The bottom line there was that company went out and added more panels, and she's still not getting what was in a written guarantee, 600 kilowatts. She's only getting around 400 kilowatts, and she's not getting under contract what she's supposed to get. Now, if it turns out to be a stupid mistake, something that the solar guy can fix or suggest, that's good. But I told her this is going to be something where she's got to go after that other company for breach of contract. Now, let's go back to this other one with Boulder Dodge. I'm trying to...
Yeah.
I have so many cases swirling to my head. I'm trying to figure out which one that was.
This was yesterday. I gave you the mini update that Boulder Dodge general manager said we'll work with him, or we're working with the customer, and he said,
yeah, but what's the original problem? Let's talk about it.
He had a car that the engine seized. He bought an extended warranty. They don't want to cover it
because they say it was aftermarket parts.
Okay, yeah. So I got that note from the general manager that said we're going to work with the customer, or we're taking care of it, or whatever. And then I followed up with Roland yesterday.
Yeah, and by the way, my whole deal was this. If he's going to buy a car and this warranty sold by them, and he paid $3,000 for this warranty, and now they're saying he needs like $8,000 worth of work, and the warranty's not covering it, and in fact it turns out the warranty probably won't cover anything on that car because of the aftermarket parts, they should refund the money for the warranty, since the warranty's doing them no good.
Yeah, I'm going to reach out to the general manager about that issue.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Roland reports that I got what I wanted, whatever that means.
Wait a minute. He said that to you?
Yeah, he wrote me last night. He says, I got what I asked for. And I
well,
said,
then, hold on. If that's the case, then forget it. I mean, if he's happy, he's happy. Maybe what they did...
Well, he's not happy. He's still complaining to me.
Well, what does he mean he got what he wanted?
I'm not sure, because he was very difficult to speak with in the first place. He wasn't...
But how do you say, I got what I wanted, but I'm
and then
still
he's
unhappy?
blaming me. Yeah, he's blaming me. He says, you were supposed to negotiate for me. I said, I got the guy to contact you. You got what you wanted. I don't even know what that means.
That's too weird, Smarty. I have no idea what's going on there.
I said, what is that? Because I'm not going to give the general manager a hard number, because I know what he I know what Roland wanted to pay if he was going to negotiate. But I'm not offering that number to him up front, because maybe he'll do it for less.
I think the guy should do the engine at cost and refund the warranty work. That's what I think. But anyway.
Well, I did write the GM and said, what did you do? Because I got the idea. It says, I got what I wanted. What did you do for him? And I'm still waiting for the response.
All right, good.
And that's where we got. That's all the cases right now.
You know, so Smarty, on that solar thing, if that guy really, I know he does solar installs in new systems, but if he can take care of other problems, it would really help me a lot if he could take care of, I mean, we don't have any service companies anywhere that does solar work. It's amazing to me.
You were going to help him. He asked for some labor help. I sent you a note last week, and he
No, I'd like to get him on the show. I'd like to get him on to talk about servicing other people's mistakes. That is one edge he'll have that no one else has, and that is...
I think he'll corner the market, actually.
Yes, servicing other systems, and then you take them over as your customers. Forget it. What, are you kidding me? Who wants a solar system that can't be serviced? Anyway, thank you, Smarty Pants. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Steve, I know you have a question on... You have a question on deposits on cars, new cars. If you can hang on, we'll take that right after this, okay? Because we'll come back with you. Silverleaf Mortgage for your reverse loans. Silverleaf Mortgage has a staff ready, willing, and able to help you get your reverse loan going. 720-REVERSE. 720-REVERSE.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Leland Conway at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Green and clean driving throughout the Denver metro as we get past that noon hour. On the south end of town, I-25 southbound, we are seeing some brief slowdowns before I-225. No word of an accident, may just be a brief jam for now. And otherwise, green and clean driving all throughout town. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the airport. Up on the north end, I-76 east and westbound flowing free. And west of there, US 36 east and westbound, no complaints as well. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Hot out there this afternoon with a high of 81 degrees. Overnight low of 51 tonight. The current temperature in Denver is 73. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
Hold on. ZeroResDenver.com. ZeroRes will clean your carpets. And you know what they credit? Nothing. I say that as a joke, and I mean their empowered water. That's all. They don't have chemicals. They don't have harshness. They don't have any kind of stuff that's going to break down and break down the fabric or anything that will leave residue behind. ZeroRes Denver cleans with water. Super softened patented water. It's an empowered water, they call it. Whatever it is, it works. They use less of it, and it gets clean faster and stays clean longer. It's the only system I use in my house. By the way, they can clean tile and grout as well, or carpet, or rugs, or granite, and pet odor treatment, mattress cleaning, upholstery cleaning. It's all, even commercial services, 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Hey, you know what? Electrical issues, I just want to talk about those for a second in a car. They're like magic. I mean, they come out of nowhere and no one can find them. What I love about Sheridan Auto Tech, they have a complete department dedicated to electrical repairs. Now, of course, they do all the other repairs and maintenance, but they do electrical, and they know how to do it. Sheridan Auto Tech, 2 locations, Aurora and Lakewood. Lakewood is the one with the electrical department. 303-455-7242. 455-7242.
Cops across America are under fire. It's true. Our men and women in blue are quitting.
Okay, so that's
This is 100 teenagers.
They walk in,
steal, and nobody does anything.
No, they totally get away with it. That's Philly. Another liberal
Any
city.
big city.
Any liberal city.
Well, all the big cities. It's amazing.
I guess they are.
And making our cities unsafe.
They just walk in, rip things off. I hope they arrest these people, because they got good pictures of them.
Good thing it didn't happen in Aurora.
If the cops protect us,
Oh, they did arrest them.
find out on this news.
No,
They're looking for them.
They're looking for
Find out why 40 million
Well, that's good.
now watch Newsmax regularly. Find out why
Does California still have that stupid law that you can steal up to $900?
Make the switch. You won't look back.
God almighty.
So you know what, there was some store owner raised the price of all of his goods he added $950 to the price. So if you wanted to get it, and there was a cash discount. So if you, let's say you walked in and wanted a bottle of detergent, right? It would be $960, but since there's a cash discount.
Oh my God! So you're arrested. You're arrested. Oh my God!
Isn't that brilliant?
Yes.
Wow, that's.
So you go in, it's $957 for a cleaning detergent. If you pay cash, it's $6.95.
And legitimate customers would know that. I mean, they would know.
Yeah.
So you literally get you are in trouble because you automatically have stolen more.
Right.
I don't know how it's judged. Come on.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone that spends time at Campbell's North Carolina.
Detergent
Or a family member lived, worked, or served at Campbell's Unit anytime between 1953 and 1987, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call 800-428-0662 now to see if you qualify. Studies have found the water at Campbell's Unit was contaminated with toxic chemicals, causing serious health conditions such as bladder, breast, or kidney cancer, Parkinson's, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Congress has approved and President Biden has signed a new law allowing anyone that spent time at the base to seek the justice they deserve. Billions have been set aside by the government to compensate the House if you or a family member lived, worked, or served at Campbell's Unit anytime through 1987 and developed a serious health condition. You may be entitled to significant cash compensation even if you were denied a disability. Call 800-428-0662 now to see if you qualify. Hurry, time is limited. Call 800-428-0662. 800-428-0662.
You ever feel like when you're at work? It sounds like this because you're completely unstimulated and you don't care.
But then, when you're talking to your friends about things you're truly interested in and passionate about, you sound like you're alive and loving every moment of it. Then maybe you should try podcasting with Spreaker from iHeart. It's the easiest way to podcast and get paid for it. Just head over to Spreaker.com, Spreaker, and start your voyage from ugh to woo!
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We're here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. And we have open lines right now so you can get right through. Now, as we've learned earlier in the show from Ariana, if you have deplorable conditions in an apartment or a rental that keep you from enjoying the premises in a peaceful, safe, secure way, private, peaceful, safe, and secure enjoyment of the premises. So let's take, what does safe mean? Well, obviously, you don't have things that are going to come down crashing and hurt you. You don't have unclean drinking water. You don't have heat that's not functioning, plumbing. What about secure? Doors and locks that work, windows that secure. All of these things, they're what they call warrants of habitability. Some places are better at it than others for enforcing it, telling a landlord what they have to have. And now, and by the way, that's a good thing. And just for your edification, warrants of habitability came in through liberal lawmakers. Okay? Now, I'm not saying, you know, conservative lawmakers are evil or bad. I'm just telling you the history of this stuff. We get some good stuff for the consumers on both sides of the aisle. We do. We really do. It just so happens we never had any warrants of habitability in Colorado until they were passed recently, I say probably last 20 years. And here's the deal. Warrants of habitability say if your landlord is not supplying you with the basics for enjoyment of the premises, you have a right to break your agreement because, in essence, the landlord is breaching their agreement with you. But you have to do it in a systematic way. You cannot just withhold rent. You will be the bad guy. You will be evicted. Here's what you do. And again, this is not legal advice. This is the procedure, and you want to talk to an attorney or Google it and find out more. But in essence, if it was me, I would do this. First, I would contact the landlord and let him know the condition exists, and I would like it taken care of. And I'd wait a few days, maybe 3 or 4, to see if anything's happened, maybe a week. Then I would write another letter saying, as I have notified you, this is preventing me from enjoying this or that, or it's endangering my health or my welfare or my security, whatever, and therefore I ask that you address this within the next, give them if it's something major, maybe you give them 30 days, maybe you give them 10 days, maybe you give them, it just says reasonable. And then if they don't address it, you can do a couple of things. You can withhold rent if you use that money to address that situation, but a lot of people just withhold rent. They just save money. You can't just save money. It has to be to help correct the situation. The other thing is this. You can say, I'm leaving as of such and such due to your breach of contract, or you call it a constructive eviction or whatever, because they are not holding up the warrants of habitability. In your area, by the way, it would be good to look up the laws of habitability and find out what they are to make sure you're quoting from them. And then leave. And then you're going to have a fight. You're going to have a fight to get your security deposit back. But you probably will. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We're taking your calls right now on anything, but if you're specifically having a problem with habitability, do what I said. First of all, look it up, do a systematic approach. Do not just start withholding rent or think you can leave just at the drop of a hat. More coming right up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Don't forget, realcbdthatworks.com will help you with your pain, inflammation, anxiety, even your pet products. Help your dogs, your cats, your horses. Depending on the product, look it up at realcbdthatworks.com. Tom and the promo code 30% off.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Easy driving throughout the Denver Metro with a few exceptions out there as we hit the early afternoon. I-25 southbound on the south end of town. We're looking at some congestion between Colorado and Hampton in the wake of a recent accident being cleared. Hopefully we see speeds return to normal before the 1 o'clock hour. Up on the northeast end of town, no surprises here near Commerce City. I-270 westbound, heavy congestion near the exit to Vasquez. Otherwise, a green and clean drive throughout the Denver Metro. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today. Hot out there this afternoon with a high of 81 degrees. Tonight, overnight low of 51. The current temperature in Denver is 75. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss the Energy Savings event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
You can lay back and let other people.
Real stem cell therapy is when they take your stem cells and use them to be re-injected into your problem areas, and it's a great replacement or a great alternative to joint replacement surgery and other surgeries. To find out more, I really urge you to get a consultation free of charge from Denver Regenerative Medicine. What I like about DenverRegen.com is they have doctors standing by that will talk to you about your stem cell surgery, actual physicians that do that Denver replacement, or excuse me, the Denver this regen, the stem cells. Now, here's the deal. It's a 3-hour procedure, and they do it to where you don't have to come back again for another treatment. That's it. The stem cells do their job. They also have PRP treatment, which is an amazing treatment. And then don't forget their testosterone clinic for